I mean, frankly, it's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. It looks like shit. That's the one that causes all the problems.
How old were you when they did that?
I was fucking like 22. It's not even that great of a painting. It's just that it's realistic enough that the AI picks it up and thinks it's a real person. That caused most of the problems. So this is my ex-girlfriend. When I was very young, we were living together. I got her to model for me. This is actually Talking Head's ex-girlfriend. She was interested in modeling, so I was like, hey, model for me. You don't mind taking your clothes off? Let's fucking do it. She's like, but the reason why I think this is sad, and listen, man, you people who, you go buy your wall decor. I'm not even going to call it art. You go buy your wall decor at Burlington Coat Factory or Home Goods or fucking Walmart. You're not allowed to have an opinion. Okay? You're just not. Because you have no sympathy and you have no taste. All right? When you interact with me, like the song goes, try to have a little sympathy, try to have a little taste, and then I will be pleased to introduce myself. Okay? Okay. It's sad to me because they are treating us overall like a nation of children. And it's like that phrase you say all the time. It's a fucking nanny state. It's fucking bullshit.
You gotta put the effort to whatever you got inside you, and you gotta put it out there. And
yeah, I'm not gonna quit or anything. It's just extremely frustrating that now all of my half of my paintings that go up on TikTok look like sex ads from the 1990s.
Right.
It's fucking ridiculous. They're fine art nudes. They're not sex ads.
Right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for watching the New World Order broadcast. I am your host, the Hat Man. I am joined in the studio once again by Harry, the Taxman. And we have pretty much nothing to talk about, Harry.
Yeah, the world's boring.
I know. Now, if you take a look at this, I mean, we have something to talk about that happened to us this week at the compound. A couple things, which is really irritating, and I'm probably going to end up going on a rant about it at some point.
Please control yourself.
I will try. However, I am sober, and therefore highly articulate and extremely angry. So I'll try to control myself.
Okay.
But I can't guarantee anything. It's easier to control myself when I'm fucking drunk.
It's better when you're drunk because you're well behaved.
Right. To a point.
To a point.
Yeah. Yeah, when you start verging on the blackout, it's all bets are off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so take a look at this. We were trying to check out the news cycle because, I haven't heard of anything that I'm really interested in. And we're doing a little Google, so like, what's in the news? All right, so first of all, I know that somebody took a pot shot at Trump again, or tried to, at some hotel. Who cares? They've been shooting at him. This is like the 138th time. It's old news. Yeah, pick another target. In fact, at this point, I'm starting to think about it. So whatever. How is that news? We all want to shoot him. It's fine. Not a threat. Not a threat. I would never do that. But, we could think about it. There's no law against that yet. And we have U.S. and Iranian militaries trade shots at the Strait of Hormuz. Old news. So what? the possibility of nuclear war. We've been dealing with that since the invasion of Ukraine, and Biden tried to put on his big boy pants and look like a tough guy and steal all of our money again. Old news. I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. White House considers vetting AI models before they are released. Who the fuck cares? I mean, who are you going to get to vet the AI models? Are we going to have Big Balls, who was on the who was on the campaign with the fucking on the Doge thing? We going to have that kid? Who's going to vet the AI models? The people that are creating the AI models don't know how they work and don't know how they're doing what they do. So who is the fucking White House going to get to vet the AI models? These motherfuckers are still using a cave to keep paper records. You remember that fucking story?
Yeah, it's old news.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. UAE reports missile and drone strikes incoming from Iran. Who cares? People are blowing up. Washington Post wins Public Service Pulitzer. Yeah, left-wing propaganda. Democrats launch New York counteroffensive following flood of GOP gerrymanders. Left-wing propaganda. Judge apologizes over jail conditions to man charged in Trump assassination plot. That's actually pretty funny. I don't think I saw that.
Then he failed.
Yeah, it would have been more interesting if he did it. Supreme Court gives abortion pill mifepristone a 1-week reprieve from a major change, and the change was you couldn't mail it. Looks like they rewrote this headline since I first looked at it to make it more mysterious, so you'd actually click on it. Yeah, some of these look rewritten since I was checking these out just an hour and a half ago. To make it more clickbaity. I guess they have like A/B testing on Google. It's pretty interesting. Giuliani recovering from pneumonia. Who gives a fuck? You know what would be interesting? If he got caught with shoe polish in his hair again. It would
be better if Sammy the Bull would take him out.
Giuliani? They're probably friends, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, big-time crooked New York lawyer, they're probably friends. I don't think Sammy the Bull would take him out.
Yeah.
And then shooting at lake near Oklahoma City leaves at least 18 injured. Okay, yeah, welcome to America, guys. Welcome to America. So, I mean, not a lot interesting going on. And then I told our friend, my girlfriend, DeepSeek R1, the AI model, I was like, you got to give us some fucking ideas for today's episode. I'm coming up dry. It's a slow news cycle. And then I told her basically what the show was about. We're into conspiracy theories, the occult, government overreach, and I explained our characters. You're the guy that beat the IRS. I'm the asshole that runs the show and dresses up like a clown every week. And she was like, okay, cool, here's some ideas. And then, her number 2 was, you may not have considered this, but just a slow news cycle could be a conspiracy. Are they trying to bore us on purpose? And I was like, bitch, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Everybody else is totally fascinated by what's going on the last couple weeks. I just ain't. I don't give a fuck anymore, Harry. And you know what? It seems like the more I get back into my painting and the more time you spend on your
anti-campaign,
IRS campaign, I was going to say crusade.
Crusade.
Yeah. The more time we spend on the things we're actually interested in, the less of sort of voodoo power the international news cycle seems to hold over us. It's not to say that everybody else isn't fucking, their minds aren't blown over everything that's happened the last couple weeks, and that's what they're talking about. It's that it seems like you and me are just kind of in the same place right now. We just don't give a fuck.
Well, we're not sure. They haven't come after us, and they're like ignoring us.
Well, they haven't come after us. They've come after me, but I know it's AI. You know, it's not a personal thing. They came after you this week, and it's personal. We're gonna get there. That's where we're gonna start. But yeah, the more involved we get in our own shit, like the less of a magnetic force this propaganda seems to hold over us. Do you think that maybe that is kind of like a vaccination, to use a dirty word, a vaccination against this propaganda demoralization process? I mean, if more people would pay attention to their own interests or have interests to begin with, maybe they wouldn't be so subject to the propaganda cycle.
If they can't think for themselves and they got no clear thought for themselves, they have nothing, so they fall in line.
Yeah, they got to go somewhere.
Just like, bah, you're a sheep.
Yeah, they got to go somewhere to be told what to think.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, my God. It's just interesting. And it's, I mean, that's the 2 and 2 that I put together. I was like, no, bitch, when I was talking to the AI, I was like, it's not that nobody else is interested in this or that it's objectively uninteresting. I just don't give a shit. And I can't bring myself to pretend I do. You
Don't pretend.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. You know, even like the Trump shooting thing, I would have been a little more into it if I was still enchanted by his charisma. But I'm not, because all the things that he said he was going to do, which were totally off uniparty lines, which excited me in theory, he ain't doing those things.
Well, I guess he lied to us, or he just can't do it.
Yeah.
Take your choice.
No, I think it's the latter. I mean, we could talk about that a little bit. I think the deep state got to him somehow. I really do, because his first term, he tried to do all that shit, and when he started this term, he started out strong, trying to do all the shit that he promised he was going to do. And just then all of a sudden, I don't know, BB got a hold of him and somebody got a hold of him. You know what I mean?
Or the system said, you've gone far enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's a shame. It really is. But I mean, the love affair is over. I think most people who were at least interested, and I didn't vote. I'm not in love with Donald Trump or anything. It was just exciting to hear a candidate that didn't sound like a fucking robot for once. You know, that was exciting to me. But yeah, what little love affair I had with him is fucking over. And there were people that were head over heels for him, and now they're burning MAGA hats and shit in the street. So, yeah, but I mean, you know, I think if he was doing anything other than what the uniparty deep state line of attack is for somebody in the executive office, I would have been more interested in the third assassination attempt. But since he is acting exactly like every other president we've ever had at this point, I don't find it interesting. I just don't. It's just another stuffed shirt.
Yeah, well, the guy didn't even get close to Trump.
Yeah, I mean, he got stopped right at the front door.
He got caught in the hallway, and he didn't have an AR-15, people, so don't bring the assault rifle band up.
Yeah, and I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to bitch about violence in American politics yet again? I mean, this stuff's been going on since the founding of our country. It's nothing new.
No, it's always been there.
Yeah. I mean, who was the first president to be assassinated? Ooh, that's a good question. I want to know. Echo. Who was the first American president?
McKinley, 1898.
Will you be quiet? I need her to listen to me. I don't trust you.
Okay.
now she's giving me fucking bullshit. All right, so you say McKinley?
It was actually
the first assassination attempt. I don't care if it was successful or a failure.
All right. The attempt was in 1898. McKinley was an attempt.
McKinley.
but the Lincoln was actually assassinated.
The first so that was the first successful assassination.
But that was successful.
Okay.
But McKinley in 1898, something like
that.
Okay,
all right. Let's ask her. Echo, what was the first assassination attempt against an American president?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Oh my God, she's useless lately. Hey Siri. What was the first assassination attempt against a U.S. president?
Okay, I found this on the web for what was the first assassination attempt against us president. Check it out.
God damn it. You can't just give me the fucking answer? Swear to God, it seems like some of these so-called early AIs are getting worse as time goes on. Do. All right. Do. Nah, it doesn't tell me. It just says the first successful one, Abraham Lincoln. It doesn't tell me the attempts. So listen, you're probably right. It's been going on since before Lincoln. This article lists assassination and assassination attempts. Well, where's the attempts? Where's the attempts? Incumbent presidents wounded. It's starting with Ronald Reagan. That's not the first one. What a terrible Wikipedia article. Wikipedia sucks too. God damn it. It's like we're back in the dark ages where we have to do our own fucking research. I'm angry, Harry. Can you tell? All right, well, once again, at the top of the hour, we're going to start off the podcast with our ads for the day. I really enjoy doing this because it kind of makes me feel like this is almost like a spoof on a podcast because absolutely, since we've been shadow banned on YouTube and the Google algorithm changed, like basically nobody's watching our show. We're getting like maybe 35 views a week. It's hilarious. Facebook channel's doing really good though with the clips. We're getting almost 1,000 views on some of those. Anyway. All right, our first ad is for New World Order Now art.com. That's NWONOWART.com. This artist is amazing. I took a look at his, her, its work. He, she, them, they. Clown, non-binary. Work, and it's adorable. You have to go check it out. You've seen dark art before. Paintings of skulls, gothic aesthetics, the usual stuff. This is not that. This is the art of the Hat Man. He has the same name as me. For nearly 30 years, he hasn't just studied the occult arts, he's lived it. As a serious practitioner and a member of the Church of Satan, his oil paintings aren't imagined. They're experienced. You know, when I was making my website, I had that sales rep who was putting it together for me.
Yeah.
And I sent her over all of my artwork on like a Dropbox or a Google Drive or something. And she's looking through it and she goes, "So how much of this is AI?"
What, is she kidding?
No, she wasn't fucking kidding.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. She was like, "So how much of this is AI?" I was like, "None of it, you fucking bitch. None of it. I made all of it. Absolutely. With the exception of the New World Order logo, which AI did help me with. I made fucking all of it." Well, what is it? It says it right on my list. It's oil. Oil on canvas, you fucking twat.
Don't you know the difference?
I think nowadays people just don't think you can do it. I don't know. Like if it's not a fucking soup can or Marilyn Monroe, they're just like, how do you do that? Guys, it's not that great. I mean, I'm pretty good, but go look up Odd Nerdrum. But then again, this is supposed to be an advertisement for me. It's like the old fucking saying, Michelangelo has a quote.
Yeah.
If people knew how much work went into my supposed mastery, it would not seem like a miracle at all. Here's how you do it. I fucking sat down and figured it out. You fucking work at it, dummies. You fucking dedicate your life to something other than watching Fox News.
Yeah.
You might be able to fucking do something.
Oh, get off your ass and really do it. Don't copy something.
I mean, seriously, that's all most people are interested in. I watch the news, I argue with my friends, and I gold brick my job. Good job. Way to live your fucking life. Then again, most of them are happier than I am. I wish I was stupid. I bet you if I was a little stupider, I'd not only be phenomenally more happy, but I'd probably be a better painter.
But then you would be a sheep.
A little more of that, certainly. That's true. His oil paintings aren't imagined, they're experienced, channeled from ritual evocation, premonitions, out-of-body journeys, and astral projection. The result? New World Order Now, art.com. Realism so sharp, so wrong, that muggles of every age call it a nightmare come to life. Viewer discretion isn't a suggestion, it's an actual warning. These pieces will get under your skin and stay there. But if you're ready to look into the abyss and see it looking back, visit New World Order Now, art.com. Sign up for the newsletter and get 20% off your first order, which is fucking a phenomenal deal. It basically erases my profit margin. So see something you like, knock 'em dead. And I don't have a newsletter. So you guys are safe.
Maybe you'll get the first one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to start a newsletter until they cancel all my social media. That's like a safety valve. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Yeah, so that's New World Order Now, art.com, NWONOWART.com. The Hat Man is waiting. Don't say, we didn't warn you.
The paints are from hell.
Well, I mean, what most people think hell is, it's a specific vibration, of course, on the astral plane. I've been there. Yeah, and some of my paintings are probably from what most people would consider hell. Absolutely. Especially Her Secret Number. That's a vision taken directly from the astral plane. Maybe I'll try to bring that one up.
Wasn't there an artwork called the Seven Things of Hell by Dante?
Dante's Inferno. And I think it was 9 layers of hell, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but Dante's Inferno, I think especially the deepest layers of hell were not hot. They were freezing cold, which is interesting. Yeah. I got to read that again. That's a great book. Our second ad is for Harry's War. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You may have heard the rumblings. With everything the federal government is doing right now, a massive protest movement is building, which is true. More and more people on my feed on Instagram are starting to talk about this. Millions of Americans are deciding to go tax exempt in 2026. Why? Because if the government won't follow the will of the people, we're right back to taxation without representation. And that is the definition of tyranny. Maybe you want to join the fight, but you just don't know how to start. Well, meet Harry, the Taxman. Harry hasn't paid federal income tax since 2002, and not only that, he forced the IRS to give him back every dollar they took from him that year. Now he's showing others how to do the same. Visit Harry on his Facebook page, Survivalist Freedom Center. Just search on Facebook, Survivalist Freedom Center. You can read his 246-page tax statement on Google Drive. It's entertaining, if nothing else. The link is in the show notes. He's not selling anything. All of his information is completely free. Join the movement at Survivalist Freedom Center on Facebook. Get in touch with him there. He'd love to hear from you. And if you're not familiar with Harry or his work or his struggle and victory against the IRS, best place to go get started is probably Death and Taxes, episode 3.5. I think that's the short one we did.
That's the short one.
But the first time I interviewed you, before you became a member of the podcast was Death and Taxes number 3 on YouTube at New World Order Now. And yeah, it's still to this day, it's one of our most popular episodes. So, yep, that's how you can get to know Harry a little bit and a little bit about his struggle. That's the end of the ads. And hopefully you're still here. But I figure if YouTube and TikTok are going to try to kill this podcast, I may as well try too. So now I'm giving you ads to sit through that I'm not getting paid for because fuck you, that's why. Might as well. So anyway, Harry, why don't you kick us off? We had a little interesting kerfluffle this week. Very disappointing, very funny, and also kind of enraging. Like, I felt so many things at once when you gave me that news, despite myself being too hungover to really react. Lot of emotions. Tell everybody what happened.
Well, the Republican Party of Pike County was having a get-together, a fundraiser, at the hotel on May 3rd.
Yeah.
So I sent my tickets in, and the checks were written on the 16th of April, and they were $50 apiece. I guess the Republicans need some money. But
everybody always needs money.
Yeah. But I got this note. Sorry, we're filled up. There's no spot for you. But that was sent out on the 28th of April, postmark. So it's like 10 days. And I got it the day before they were having the thing. It was going to be a dinner. I was going to take you there for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, it was going to be fun.
I was actually going to take you there to do the video.
Well, you were going to go by yourself first, and then you told me what it was, and it was a fundraiser for a senatorial campaign, correct?
Yeah, it was at the main hotel.
Okay. Yeah, and he was going to talk, and they were going to have a couple of other guest speakers and shit. And you were going to go yourself, and I was like, you know what? Actually, that sounds interesting. I've never been to anything like that. Other than I went and I was at a gala for the NJFPC, which is the New Jersey Family Policy Council, in New Jersey, obviously. And the only reason why, and they're basically just a bunch of homophobes. They're totally against gay marriage, and they're trying to make it illegal and all that shit. And dude, they had some big stars there. Neil Cavuto from Fox News was there signing his new book for people. I was a hired gun. I was there because they paid me to photograph the event.
Right.
And that's when I met Neil Cavuto. I wouldn't have been there for any other reason. I don't have a problem with fags or dykes. So I was interested because other than that, I've never gone to one of these things. And I knew it wasn't going to be exactly the same. The NJFPC thing was like $1,000 a plate. This was $50 a plate. It's a little different. But you have somebody who's running for the Senate who's there. And I was like, okay, that's fucking interesting. Let's see what these fucking people talk about behind closed doors. Because, oh my God, the homophobia and the gay bashing at the NJFPC, because they're like, oh, we're among friends. We don't have to pretend anymore.
We don't have to pretend.
It was fucking outstanding, dude. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. So I was like, actually, Harry, I'm kind of interested in going to that if you want some company. So after that, you go ahead and continue the story.
I got rejected. They don't want me there. I got a reputation up in Pike County, so they knew me. I would have a surprise for them. I got this little package here I was going to give them. This has a 1985 letter that says the 16th Amendment was never properly ratified. I got another thing about the scheme from 1984 on the Senate that said it was a scheme. Then there's another
income taxes specifically.
Income taxes with a scheme. Then this is voluntary, and I got like maybe 6 directors of the IRS between 1995 and 2003 that says it's voluntary.
Right.
Then there was a U.S. Title 31 that said income taxes are a gift to the government.
You're welcome. Go get them. Let's kill more brown people.
Happy birthday, people. And then we got this thing about the United States of America Incorporated. We're not a country, we're a corporation.
Yeah, which I'm almost certain is definitely technically true.
Then we gave another exempt letter for people, and I was going to present it to those running for the Senate and ask them, well, you're talking about reducing taxes. Why don't we just get rid of the income tax because it's illegal?
Yeah.
I was going to go eyeball to eyeball at that.
Right.
And I guess they knew from my posting.
And frankly, I would have been more than thrilled to get a video of that and show it on the podcast today. Absolutely.
So it ended up that they did not invite me.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed, but not really. I knew they knew what was going down. And like I said, some of them I know a great deal of them personally.
Yeah, wasn't there somebody other than the senatorial candidate that you wanted to? You had a history with one of these gals. You wanted to fuck with her.
Well, the former judge back in 2006, when I presented the IRS code to her, and she said, I don't know nothing about the IRS code. I said, then you can't be a judge.
Not for your case anyway,
no,
that's for sure.
That was Judge Fisher. I was against Fitzpatrick.
Hi, Judge Fisher.
Hi, Judge Fisher. Remember me? Yeah, remember Fitzpatrick, the depository? I embarrassed you, I embarrassed her lawyer, and I also embarrassed the two Treasury agents were there. And you didn't want nobody.
Oh, this is the one where you had two Treasury agents show up? Oh, shit. Okay.
So, see, they got panicked. They panicked when we had actually set a trial.
Right.
Because they were trying to get the Treasury agents to back them off and back me off. But I didn't back them down because there was one black Treasury agent and one white.
Who cares?
And I told the black one.
And one purple and one green with pink polka dots.
No.
I'm not being racist, just so you know. The one had blue pants and the other one had gray pants.
No, he was black, and I said, your great-great-grandfather was in economic change when we brought him into this country, so you should know about slavery.
Actually, that is pertinent. Never mind. Sorry I made fun of you.
Yeah, but like I said it to him.
Literal chains, maybe.
Literally said to him, and the white guy, I think he was Jewish. He had a big fucking nose.
Oh, my goodness. Now you're going too far.
He went like the jacket, and he went to show him his gun. I said, yeah, I got a few of them around, too. And I said, then the black guy said, you ever read the Turner Diaries? Of course I did.
I don't even know what that is.
That's about the revolutionary thing back in the 80s. That was back in the 80s.
Okay.
And it was before your time.
Are you talking about when your movement started?
Yeah, the movement started way back in the 70s.
So why was he asking you if you read that?
Because he wanted to see my political views if I knew what he was talking about.
Ah.
And I said, you come in the courtroom and you see what I do, and then you're going to see. Because he thought it was a dummy.
Right.
But when I start reciting things, he backed right off.
Well, yeah, I mean, you make up numbers fast enough that nobody can look them up, so.
No, I know it's not made up numbers. You know that.
I'm just fucking with you.
Like I said. But thank you, Republican Party, for not allowing me. So.
Well, the fucking weird thing is I mean, Pike County, $50 a plate is high.
Right.
Okay? New Jersey, $1,000 a plate. That's like, that's like $50 here. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So it's a decent priced fundraiser for the Poconos. Who the fuck in the history of fucking candidate fundraisers has ever sold out a fundraising event? And I mean, you sent in the fucking thing like 3 weeks before the event, and then a few days before, you get a letter returning your check saying, really sorry, there are no more seats available. Bullshit, there are no more seats available. I confirmed it. Yeah. There was nothing on the internet that said that they sold out. And if you were a candidate for the Senate and you had a fundraising event, your PR people would be all over the fact that you sold out a fundraiser. Right, and also, they'd be all over that.
And then again, the $50 for the dinner is one thing, but there's the drawings and the other auctions they were doing, and that you would spend more money.
Yeah, so they just knew that you were going to fucking cause trouble.
I was going to call them out.
Yeah, and they didn't want you there.
No.
Yeah, so
screw them.
Frankly, in a way, it's kind of fucking funny, but in another way, it's fucking irritating as fuck.
Well, I handle rejection very well.
Yes, you obviously do.
Reject me all you want, but I got the truth. I'm not done yet with you.
May the demons of doubt and truth poke pitchforks in your side.
Yeah. Well, I guess I must be the devil in Pike County with my horns.
Pike County.
Nah, I'll get the horns from Gary.
I just glued those back on. You ain't taking his horns.
Okay.
Now, how long it took me to get that to look right? Fuck you.
I'm going to have to find some horns to put up.
And the only reason he was fucking broken, I don't think I told this story on the last podcast. Yeah. He's a new addition. Gary the Goat. For anybody just listening, I have a taxidermed goat head on the wall behind me. The only reason he's fucking broken is because my father came in acting like an asshole one day, and tried to fucking put his baseball cap on Gary, thinking he's being all fucking funny and everything. And then when he goes to yank it off, it gets caught on the horn. He pulls him right off the fucking wall, and his goddamn ears and his horns fall off, and it chipped his nose too. I got a color in his nose.
Maybe Gary don't like baseball.
Yeah, well, I fucking wouldn't commit suicide over it, but apparently Gary feels pretty strongly about that.
So that we didn't have an eventful week.
Well, that's fucking eventful. And my week, now for anybody who doesn't know, our last podcast, we ended the show doing a formal satanic ritual to put a curse on TikTok, because I keep getting violations on TikTok for fucking bullshit with my new art channel and Google. So we put a formal curse on TikTok and Google. Really, I'm really fucking angry about this. So first, when I start getting seriously into this whole Netanyahu nonsense, we're getting strike after strike after strike, and we're getting strikes so often on our clips on TikTok that I didn't even have a chance to appeal them, and our channel just got deleted with no chance for appeal. It's like, okay. Well, that was an interesting 2 months where we built up 370 followers. That was well worth the effort. And then, so I start this new channel for my artwork, and guys, I'm getting strikes on TikTok for tasteful nudes. I mean, grammar school children go on field trips to big name museums in New York City. There's not a nude wing in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Harry. There's not a nude wing that has a fucking little velvet rope in front of it that says 18 only.
Right.
It's fucking art. Okay? Nobody gives a fuck. Parents want their kids to go and get a little fucking culture because they don't have the time to do it. And chances are they don't even know what the fuck they're looking at. Because all you people do is gold brick your fucking jobs, watch the news, and argue with your friends. That's your life. Congratulations. You don't even fucking know how to do anything. You just sit there and make money.
Well, what's the difference between a male nipple and a female nipple?
Well, Harry, that's a good question. If you have nothing but a nipple in a photograph, whether it's a photograph of a nipple or a photograph of a painting of a nipple, which is what mine is. Mine is twice removed. Actually, it's 3 times removed because you're looking at a reinterpretation of a digital photograph of a painting of a nipple. So if it was just a nipple,
but
What is the difference?
Your imagination.
That's it. Can't tell the difference between a male nipple and a female nipple. Not conclusively.
Or you can't tell the difference between your belly button and the female belly button.
Yeah, same thing. Or a big toe.
So it's a nipple or a nuisance.
I think that's a line the AI gave us. She really fell in love with that line.
Yeah, at least I got something good from AI.
Dude, DeepSeek's amazing. That's my girlfriend. That's my bitch. You really fell in love with that line.
Why don't they tear down the statue of David? He's got his tool hanging out.
Yeah, I think they should put a fucking loincloth on him. I'm offended.
Oh yeah.
So here's what I had to do. I had to go through, and I didn't do it for every channel. I only did it for TikTok because I can't afford to lose my TikTok channel. I'm trying to build a following for my artwork, see if I can start selling some prints. And TikTok is the highest growth, the quickest growth opportunity, especially for artists and small artists and creators. So I have to keep it. And they started coming after me at a frequency where I was like, this is exactly what happened when they tore down the New World Order page. I got to get rid of this. And if anybody wants to go check out my other channels, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, it's at Adversary Arts. Go check it out. So I actually had to go censor my artwork just for the TikTok posts. So they are the scripts are pulling from two different file folders now. But yeah, check out this fucking bullshit. I mean, frankly, it's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. It looks like shit. That's the one that causes all the problems.
How old were you when they did that?
I was fucking like 22. It's not even that great of a painting. It's just that it's realistic enough that the AI picks it up and thinks it's a real person. That caused most of the problems. So this is my ex-girlfriend when I was very young. We were living together. I got her to model for me. This is actually Talking Head's ex-girlfriend. She was interested in modeling, so I was like, hey, model for me. You don't mind taking your clothes off? Let's fucking do it. She's like, nope, that's fine. Pretty girl. This one, these girls aren't even real. I drew them out of my imagination.
How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4?
Oh, there's 1, 2.
Looks
then
like 5.
This is just a decapitated head on a table.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 nudes. Yeah. This one is called Saturn Devours His Children. The first one that's causing all the problems is called Desire Brushes Me Out of Her Hair, because her name was Desiree. I thought I was so clever back then. The one at Talking Head's ex-girlfriend is just called Nude. It's just basically an oil, I mean, it's well done, but it's just an oil sketch. So I couldn't really think of a name for it. I didn't want to. I don't care. Who cares? None of this matters. This one has 2 nudes in it. This is called Sublimated Oedipal Convulsions in the Red Room. Highly pretentious title. Not a well-painted painting. I like the concept, but not a well-painted painting.
They look like Adolf Hitler in the coffin with the mustache.
Where? The fuck you talking about?
Right in the middle with the mustache. Oh, right there.
Oh, that's not a mustache. I think his mouth is just open.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little small on the TV.
You got hell of imagination.
Thanks, buddy. So I got 2 nudes. There's an African-American woman that's slicing off a piece of her leg to feed a demon baby. And there's a white woman with an egg cracked on her back that's reaching to stop the demon baby. And there's a little teddy bear that's marching around on the floor. And then there's a prematurely aged man in the doorway in the shape of a coffin with his arms crossed over him holding a fork in his hand. And a couple of other things. Oh, and Lisa and Bart Simpson holding their heads, their decapitated heads, over their own bodies as if they're trees. This was from a couple of different dreams that I had. So, yes, when my ad says, visions from hell, or when Harry says visions from hell, I think that's technically correct. Because hell is a specific frequency in dreamy land. Let's be honest. Yeah, so I had to censor that one. And then, of course, my painting The Baphomet, which is one of my favorites. I consider this the closest I've ever done to a masterpiece. I actually have a whole video on the meaning behind this painting. I got to post it to my new channel. Yeah, so that's basically a figure with, once again, a floating head far over its body. Has a female body, obviously a male face that's horrifically distorted into a scream without a lower jaw, macrocephalic skull, and in front of a blood red moon, and almost as if it's an altar in front of the monstrous figure is my own decapitated head, with one eye gazing out at the viewer. But there's a nipple! So we got to put that stupid little black circle over it. Now all my art that posts on TikTok looks like the fucking old-timey telephone ads from the back of smut books. You remember that? They used to have ads for the 1-900 numbers, but they had to put little black dots over all the nipples and all the labia.
Do you remember that you did the thing about the sex dolls, and they took it off, and you had to put stars on the nipples and hide them? That's
right. That was our first censorship on YouTube, other than because of the flu of 1912, when I was talking about William Doorway. Right. Yeah, I had a thing about sex robots. I think it was called Rise of the Sex Robots, and YouTube took down the entire fucking video. I had to re-upload it because the thumbnail was a picture from within the real doll factory.
Yeah, real doll factory.
And there were silicone boobies in the photo. Silicone boobies! They fucking censored. They took the entire video down. I had to re-upload it, which takes fucking hours. Very frustrating. Yeah, so I had to put, I think I put little YouTube censored pictures over the nipples. Then I guess all the
businessmen better stop going to Hooters.
Well, they have clothes
or the Playboy Club when it was operating.
Yeah. Yeah, back when Hef was alive, back in the good old days.
What Puritans they are.
Everybody in this fucking country is. God damn it. Let me see, what else? Oh, then this is also one of my favorites. I'll just stop, show two more. So this one is called The Wisdom of Andromalius. And it's a naked adolescent boy who is walking among a bunch of dead, disemboweled dogs. I actually had to put a fucking circle over his tiny weenie. It wasn't even a huge weenie. It was like Statue of David size weenie. Just to fucking be safe. Just because these fucking puritanical fucking cunts. And then this is one of my favorites. I'll stop on this one. This is another one of my ex-girlfriends modeled for this. This one's called The Religious Moment. And what I was thinking about, what is a ritual? And essentially it is a series of seamlessly pointless actions. Like ringing a bell in a circle or, making a specific sign with your hands or something. But they have meaning to the practitioner. And that's what creates a ritual. That's what creates the meaning, and the power of the ritual comes from the meaning and the intent of the person performing or the person witnessing the ritual. So I was like, okay, let's see if we can take something absurd, absolutely absurd, as an action and create a solemn moment. So I have my ex-girlfriend, who's fucking gorgeous, perfect fucking body, perfect face. She posed for it. And I have her naked in front of a small table, once again like an altar. And on the table is a dinner plate with a raw piece of beef, a rosebud, a crust of bread, and a peacock's feather. Why? Because I thought it looked good together. and she's holding some sort of old decanter, and she's about to pour a liquid over the whole ensemble. And my point was simply this. My point was, once again, it's a ridiculous action. It has absolutely no function other than the meaning behind it to the person who is involved, or to anybody who's involved in the action. And that's what creates a ritual rather than, tying your shoes or driving a car, You know what I mean?
It's like the priest when they do the signs of the cross at the church.
Exactly. What are you actually accomplishing? Absolutely nothing. You're burning a couple calories. The point is what it means to you. It's the state of mind that it puts you in. And that's what creates, for lack of a better word, that's what creates the magic, And it's the same in religious ritual, which is essentially empty, or magical ritual, So anyway, now all my fucking paintings look like the smut ads from the back of men's magazines. They got all these little circles all over them. Well, I think it's fucking sad, dude.
Unless the people email you and want to see the original.
Well, anybody can see the originals. All you have to do is go to my website, and they're only censored on TikTok anyway. But go to my website, NWONOWART.com. You can see most of my work there, everything that I have to offer. And you can buy very inexpensive prints. And once again, you sign up for the newsletter and you get 20% off your first order, which basically robs me of any profit margin. But, have at it. Enjoy. If you really enjoy something that you see there, it would just make me feel good that it's, hanging in your home and, we have that connection. Because I really don't connect with people very well. I don't like them. I think that's the only way I can really connect with any of you is through our mutual enjoyment of my art or other people's art. It's a nice bridge. It's like giving somebody a reading of their future. It's way easier if you have tarot cards in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got artwork on the tarot cards that are great too.
Oh, absolutely. So, art for me is kind of like that. It's like we can have a conversation and interact in a meaningful way, but there has to be some sort of creative work between us. We have to be discussing a painting or a movie or a book or, something like that. And, of course, if I made the thing, for me, it's a much more intimate interaction. I can uninvolve myself from a simple person-to-person thing and kind of throw whatever anxiety or intimacy issues that I have out onto my artwork so I can actually interact with people at that level. But back to your point about the fucking nipple, man, it's a great point. What would if it's just a nipple, you can't tell definitively if it's a man's nipple or a woman's nipple. So here's what makes something lewd. I think Marilyn Manson said it best. He, on his original cover for the American Family album, he had a photograph that his mother took of him as a child, naked in the bathtub.
Typical of every parent.
Of course.
See how cute my baby is?
Yes. And his lawyer called him up and said, we can't use that photo because we will get prosecuted for distributing child pornography. Right. And Marilyn Manson said, now this is a great point, and here's the thing, keep the nipple thing in mind too. It was a very innocent image, and it was a perfectly innocent moment between a mother and son. If you're the one with the boner, why am I the sinner?
Right.
So that's what makes something lewd, is when you get turned on. And then Marilyn Manson goes on to say, American morality is fucking ridiculous. If something excites you, it must be evil.
Yeah.
In other words, I'm not even the person saying that I give a shit if you have a boner over a picture of me as a kid. I don't care.
Well, if I could, I find my picture when I was taken. I was I've got bare ass, laying on there with my head like this and my ass showing, and I got that picture. That was my picture when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
All right, that was innocent.
Who doesn't have a picture like that
But
their
now
parents...
you took-
I mean, the thing is, when you're a parent, I imagine, you always take pictures of like that when they're young. That way, when they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you can fucking show it to them and embarrass the fuck out of them.
Of course,
That's the whole point.
Well, you can't take that to Walmart and say, I want a copy of this.
Yeah. Exactly.
They'll chain you down. We can't do that.
Yeah.
But back in the 40s and 50s, it was common.
Well, I mean, think about the fucking the photograph taken. I can't show it. We'll definitely get the taken down. But it's a very popular image. Brooke Shields was photographed naked for Playboy when she was.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
I think 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're beautiful photographs. Yeah, I mean, that was taken just before people really started to get uptight about minors being photographed in the nude. You also had Lewis Carroll, the guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. He used to like doing that. He was a weird guy, but you know, Brooke Shields' photo was published in Playboy. Nobody had a fucking problem with it because honestly, if you're getting a boner over a fucking naked 6-year-old, you're the one with the fucking problem.
Yeah. Could you imagine taking a picture of me stark naked, hanging there, and not covering my tool, and people would look at it and they would laugh the shit out of them because it would be a joke?
Yeah, I'm not going there, man. I have no interest.
I can't compete with David.
Yeah, I really don't have much of an interest in.
That would be a real joke.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have somebody model for me in the nude, I generally prefer young, attractive people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a prejudice. I wouldn't model for me nude.
Who do you think you would like to do a portrait in the nude? Anybody in the world.
Well, I think like I was saying to you earlier, anybody in the world? Ooh. Well, in my opinion, the most beautiful woman on the planet right now is Anya Taylor-Joy. However, I'm not that into her body. But I would love to just fuck around and paint her. It doesn't have to specifically be in the nude. Honestly, I can't really... in the nude?
Yeah.
I really don't care. There's nobody that I'd be like, oh my God, if I could paint them nude. It's just like, there's certain people I'd like to paint. You know, it doesn't matter to me if they're naked or not. Yeah, it doesn't. When I'm painting somebody, it doesn't sexually excite me.
Well, it's not supposed to sexually excite you.
Well, I know a lot of painters that get sexually excited when they're working. It's just I'm just not one of them. Stephen Johnson Leba, who is, which is obviously a fake name. He was a former reverend of the Church of Satan. We used to be friends back in the early 2000s. He said that every time he fucking painted, he got an erection. Now, I'm just not that guy. You know, a lot of artists experience that, actually. So it doesn't sexually excite me to paint anybody, and I don't get sexually excited even when I have a nude model in front of me. I'm just not that, and that's why, like, I've never gotten laid by inviting a model in and painting her nude or photographing her nude. I never get laid that way because I go into a different part of my head. What I look for in my work with nudes is a feeling of sensuality or vulnerability. I've never painted anything that crosses over into overt sexuality. I just never have.
Well, I looked at some of your war pictures that you're doing now.
Yeah.
And that is like...
that's just fucking horrific violence so far.
That's a different area.
Yeah.
And if everybody looks at that and don't get a little emotional about that or get a feeling about it, they got to be dead.
Yeah. Well, the ones that I'm going to do that are inspired from my outrage about Epstein's Island, I can't argue that they're not going to have some sort of sensuality to them. But they're not sexual, they're not pornographic, and the nudity is meant to depict a true sense of vulnerability. And then I just put on a little violence over that sensuality, kind of like a glove, to really drive the point home that this is not meant to be sensual, it's meant to be vulnerable. And those paintings that I'm about to start work on this week, actually. So we're going to have some time lapse going up for these paintings this week. Check out all social media at Adversary Arts. Those, I think, are really going to pull at people's heartstrings. Yeah, I hope so. I really do. Yeah.
Well, hopefully next month when we go down and we go to the firehouse and we take some of your paintings with you.
Well, I'm definitely bringing the painting I'm working on of you, because you're going to be right there next to me.
Right.
So I'll be like, yeah, this is what I'm working on of that guy.
Yeah, this guy's real. This is not from my imagination.
Yeah.
This is the old man. He's really there.
Yeah, I think I might work on it a little more before we go, but I think it's starting to look enough like you that people will be impressed. And then I'll bring the Pinchot portrait that I was working on at Grey Towers. The Grey Towers show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bring that with me because it's innocuous enough that, it's just a portrait. It's just a portrait.
Right. That's all it is.
And it's impressive enough to people that they stop and look. So I know you're going to be working, so I don't want to bother you to paint you while we're there. So I'll bring the portrait of Pinchot and I'll work on that. Maybe that'll get some people's attention. They'll stop by. We'll see.
Eventually, somebody will take an interest in your artwork.
Well, plenty of people do. I mean, I had my first solo show before I was 30 in Philadelphia. The reason why I stopped doing shows it's because I actually got to the point where every show I submitted to the gallery said yes. Now, if they say yes, not only have you paid for their $30 to $50 application fee, but now they said yes. Now, in many cases, you have to pay for shipping, insurance and shipping, and insurance for the duration of the show. So when somebody says yes to have you in a gallery show, you're looking at now, instead of spending 30 to 50, you're spending 300 to 500.
Yeah.
And if you don't sell anything, you lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you'll make some valuable contacts. Maybe people will take your contact sheet. Maybe people will take your card. People will, back then, I think I did have a website. People will visit your website. Maybe eventually they'll buy some prints. But I mean, it's
a losing proposition.
Yeah, especially when you're not rich, and I think that's why the art world, other than being a money laundering architecture, it's very difficult to get into that world because you have to have it's all about connections, and it's all about PR, and you have to have a good amount of financial support to do that. So even, while I was working full time, I was very successful. And even when I was working at Kramer Portraits, and I was making like $100 a year, $300 to $500 every other week. And holy shit, I'm not getting anything back. No. It's a drain. And at that point, I was working on starting my own business. So I think about the time I stopped entering shows, no matter how prestigious they were, I don't care, because I got into a very prestigious show. I'll tell you that story in a second. I stopped entering shows just because financially it was such a huge drain. And even, when I started making really good money for my own business, I just didn't consider it.
I used to rent out halls and set up a table, and they run me $300.
Jesus.
I got to rent the hall. I got to put the $200 deposit for insurance, and I get that back. But then again, I had to build the frames. I have to put my posters up. I had to bring my machine and my microphone, and nobody shows up.
Yeah.
So I know how that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I invited you to a party and nobody shows up.
Right. And listen, man, my show, my solo show in Philadelphia, that was a tremendous amount of effort. I didn't have to pay for insurance or shipping, but I had to drive back and forth to Philly a few times. I had to pay for hotel rooms. That's expensive. So I spent about $1,000 on the show. I sold one print for like $50. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not even your meal in the hotel.
Everybody fucking loved the work. I had a woman cry walking out of the gallery, and I was featured in 2 local Philadelphia papers. But it didn't get me any money.
Right.
It just takes longer than that to build up the audience and the reputation. And if every time you do something like that, you know, you're spending $1,000 on PR and maybe you get 50 or 100 back, you can't do that if you're not rich.
It's a losing proposition.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, man, if you got to take the 2 days off of work so you can do the show, that's even worse. Now you're losing even more money.
Everything you do costs.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to fucking America. That's the way it is.
Welcome to
it's like
the
Brad
world.
Pitt's character in that movie. This isn't a fucking country. It's a goddamn business. Now fucking pay me.
Right. And what was his product?
His product was killing people for hire.
No, his product was removing a situation.
Okay, if that's what you want to call
It's better.
It's like every time I shoplift something and I bring it home for you, and I say, yeah, I stole this for you. You go, no, you didn't. You liberated it.
Right. Welcome to the world.
Yeah. What was the last thing I fucking liberated? Now you got me saying it now. I don't know. I brought it home like last week. I was like, hey, I liberated this for you. Yeah. Anyway. It's sad. And, you know, I think that, you know, I don't want to get too serious here. You've noticed that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? Here's one reason. They have weaponized minimalism to kill the human soul. Picture your typical downtown. A soulless concrete box. A glass cube. Another concrete box. It's not just boring. It's a deliberate rejection of beauty. In 1908, an architect named Adolf Loos declared that ornamentation is a crime. He literally said that decoration was degenerate, comparing it to the tattoos of so-called primitives. This wasn't art theory. It was the birth of a new global aesthetic that taught us that wanting something beautiful for our homes was somehow immoral. And it wasn't an accident. The Bauhaus movement deliberately created a form follows function dictatorship that stripped identity from our cities. They promised utopia, but they delivered uniformity. A world where a hospital looks like a corporate headquarters, which looks like an airport, etc. All of it is soulless, uniform, and reminiscent of a black square on a canvas. And here's the cherry on top. The US and Western art market today is largely a money laundering architecture. They use these ugly, non-representational art pieces as financial instruments for the elite and for the criminals. They don't want you buying art that brings you joy. They want you scared to take risk. They want you buying mass-produced beige garbage from a big box store because it makes you feel safe. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. You not only have the right, but the obligation to be surrounded by objects of beauty and personal meaning. Studies have shown that people who surround themselves with things they find aesthetically pleasing actually live longer. You heard me right. Living in a space with things you enjoy looking at actually promotes longevity. Your home is the only place where you get to be the dictator. Why would you choose to decorate it like a dentist's waiting room? But here's the good news. You don't have to accept this. You can reject their safe, soulless prescription. You can support art that actually means something. Art that's about subjective beauty, personal truth, occult exploration, and human connection. all the things that make it worthwhile to be a human being in the first place. That's why I create every piece that you see at newworldorderNowArt.com. When you buy my art, you're not just buying a painting. You're making a statement about your unique tastes and perspective. And not everybody has to like it. That's okay. How boring would it be if everybody was the same? Well, you're living in that world right now. It's not great, is it? This work won't be available to museums or galleries. They're for you, the people who still remember what it means to be human. Go to newworldorderNowArt.com. That's NWONOWART.com right now. Sign up for our newsletter and get 20% off your first order. This is your chance to own a piece of the resistance. But the reason why I think this is sad, and listen, man, you people who, you go buy your wall decor, I'm not even going to call it art. You go buy your wall decor at Burlington Coat Factory or Home Goods or fucking Walmart. You're not allowed to have an opinion. Okay? You're just not. Because you have no sympathy and you have no taste. All right? When you interact with me, like the song goes, try to have a little sympathy, try to have a little taste, and then I will be pleased to introduce myself. Okay? Okay. It's sad to me because they are treating us overall like a nation of children. And it's like that phrase you say all the time. It's a fucking nanny state. It's fucking bullshit.
You got to put the effort to whatever you got inside you, and you got to put it out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to quit or anything. It's just extremely frustrating that now all of my half of my paintings that go up on TikTok look like sex ads from the 1990s.
Right.
It's fucking ridiculous. They're fine art nudes. They're not sex ads.
Right. They're not something in the magazine.
Right.
Oh, by the way, somebody talked to me and they seen our ritual that we did.
Who? Only 2 people viewed it on YouTube. Who the fuck saw it?
Well, I'm doing the masonry job for them.
Oh, so you showed it to them?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd they have to say about that?
They were totally a little confused. I had to explain it to them. And she said, "This look a little crazy."
Oh!
But she said, "You're a little crazy, but you're a good guy."
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Well, I think that describes you pretty well. If somebody wanted to talk about the Hat Man and Harry, they'd say, okay, first of all, Harry, he's a little crazy, but he's a good guy. The Hat Man, he's a little crazy, and also he's not a good guy.
So,
I can't, dude, do you not want to get any more work from them? Why are you showing people that you're working for this? This is crazy.
Well, that's actually a freebie job.
Oh, they're not paying you anything?
I'm not paying it.
I know you're friends with them.
No, I when I bought the shungite from her,
yeah,
at $4 a piece,
yeah,
she went back on the internet,
yeah,
and found out what the shungite's going for. Going for $14 a piece, and I got 72 pieces of that.
Was she crying a little bit after that?
No, she said, "I gave you a gift."
Yeah, she really did.
And then again, hopefully we're gonna take some of that shungite on a show, and if I get $14 a piece, I double my money.
Yeah. I'll start, not that it's going to do anything, but I'll start promoting that next week probably. I'll get the information. We'll start promoting it here on the
But we do have one person on the internet that's really pushing Survivalist Freedom Center.
Yeah.
That's the one that I gave the paperwork to, and she did follow it.
Oh, the woman who's talking to her husband about it for this tax year? Okay.
She followed it.
Oh, she did?
Yep.
Okay. Has she had a response from the IRS yet?
It's going to take a while.
Okay.
Who the hell is going to read 240 pages?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it was more difficult for you than just that to get out of the system. You know, she's in for a fight. She understands that, right?
Well, she may not be in for a fight because I did the fight. Because now a lot of people are doing things like that. And it depends on what the IRS wants to do, because what I fought for 20 years ago, the whole thing was different. There was a lot more resistance. Today, the resistance is there, but still.
Well, you got a shitload of people that are filing exempt this year. I know that.
Well, that's part of it. And
they're not going to be able to go after everybody.
No. They only got 20 tax court judges. That's it. 20 versus, 300 million in this country?
Yeah.
And 80 million already stopped going when they went tax exempt?
Yeah.
So what are your odds are? 0.1?
Yeah, exactly.
But somebody has to be the point man and be in the foxhole.
Yeah.
So I chose that.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you were an early worker within the movement.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, but now it's...
And you're one of the only people I know about that actually won and didn't do any jail time. So that's something.
Oh, there's a couple others that didn't do no jail time.
Is that right?
The guy from Florida, Freedom Law School, Bannister didn't do no jail time. This guy from...
Yeah, but didn't Bannister get suicided?
No, he was told to retire.
Okay.
And they put criminal charges against him, but he beat them.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay.
But one guy in Texas flew an airplane into the IRS building back in 2012, something like that.
I bet you wish that was you, don't you?
No, I would like to drop a bunker buster into the IRS building.
Yeah, I didn't mean like kamikaze, but you'd like to be physically, let's call it demonstrative.
Well, like I said, if you believe in something, you follow it through. Don't expect an easy road. Yeah, man.
I'm not saying I'm gonna quit. I'm just saying, let me put it this way. It's like the series of paintings that I'm doing that are more about the Epstein thing.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand with the series that I'm working on right now, where I have children at war, and it was kind of my point. Children are the victims of war.
Yeah.
The innocent victim, supposedly. But at the same time, I mean, what's the difference between an adult and a child? And I mean, don't you have to be kind of fucking childish and foolish, naive to use that type of violence to attempt to solve your problem? So I was like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's not have just children as the victims. Let's have like children as the soldiers. And I know that actually happens in a lot of countries, but I'm saying, like, let's... it's what I'm trying to show is that it's such a childish way to go about problem solving. So that's what I want to see there, and then it's probably going to be called Children of the Dead.
Yeah.
And then the one that's more along the Epstein lines, which are going to be a different size. I think they're going to be called The Island's Forgotten Faces. And the whole thing coalesces with one fucking point, okay? The reason why they had children on Epstein's island is not necessarily because that's what fucking turns them on. And aside from the opportunity for blackmail and leverage, which is obviously part of it, the reason why you pick kids is because they're not fully developed, therefore they're kind of stupid. And remember, we looked up what's the difference between stupidity and innocence?
Line.
Yeah, it was like basically the way you think about it was the answer, by definition. One you like and one you don't like. Hey, what's the difference between good and evil? One you like, one you don't like. So that's stupidity and innocence right there. So children are kind of stupid. It's not their fault. They're young. They haven't been around long enough to get any smarts. So they're kind of stupid. They're kind of naive. They're easily dazzled. So you show them a lot of money in a private jet and an island, and hey, instead of doing McDonald's, I can make like $300 a day plus tips giving dudes massages. Cool, let's go do that. you're easily dazzled, you're easily fooled, you're easily taken advantage of. That's why they had kids at the island. And that's the way they want all of us to be. That's the way they fucking see you people. That's the way they want you to be. They want you to be stupid, ignorant, and easy to manipulate. That way they can just make you do whatever they want. Oh, and don't forget poor, because if you have a bunch of money, then they have no leverage against you. Well, less leverage. So the whole painting series, that's the fucking issue that I'm painting about, is the what would the word be? The childification of the American public? How do you say that? I don't know. But in any case, they're trying to turn you into fucking children. They want you to feel like children. You remember that story I tell all about when I was at work and I was working with I don't think she was much younger than 30. And she's like, well, I would do that, but I'm really scared of getting yelled at. I was like, you're a fucking full-grown woman and you're scared of another full-grown woman putting her face next to yours and talking loudly? Fucking get over it. Yeah. Are you a child or are you a woman? But that's what they want. They want us. Infantilization. That's the word. They want to infantilize the American public because then it's easier to control them and it's easier to get what they want out of them. If you're a kid, you say, I don't want to go to school. That's perfectly legitimate. It's fucking boring. They don't teach you anything that you're interested in. You'd rather be outside playing with your friends. And frankly, you'd probably learn more doing that. But what are your parents? Well, you have to. You have to do it. Yeah. Okay. Now you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't want to go to work. Perfectly legitimate. Your fucking job sucks.
Right.
You're not worth a hill of beans. You're easily replaced. You barely make enough to survive. Of course you don't want to go to work. But if they keep you in that infantile mentality, they have the parent in the back of your head. Yeah, but you have to. You have to. You have to. You have to do it. That means you're a good little boy or girl.
Yeah, you're a bad boy if you want to do what you want.
Yeah.
I want to become an explorer. I want to go down to the Amazon.
Right. Heart of Darkness,
I don't
baby.
want to keep my job here. So, like I said, they want to keep us children. They want to control you. And they're going to use
They not only want to control you, they want to exploit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that story? Huckleberry Finn when he subcontracted the other guy to paint the fence for less money?
Tom Sawyer, yes. Tom Sawyer, yeah. Yeah. So, talking about how much fun it is until you take the brush out of his hand. It's just like the tax thing, man. Hey, well, don't you want to be a good little boy? Pay your taxes. Don't read the law. That's for the grown-ups.
Right.
That's for the grown-ups.
Right.
Don't you read the law. It's like the fucking Catholic Church before the Reformation. Don't you read the Bible. Let the grown-ups do it.
You're not allowed to read the New Testament.
The grown-ups are going to tell you what it says.
We're going to chain the Bible to the wall. We're only going to have the services in Latin because you don't know Latin. Oh, we're not going to put the thing in English language that you could understand.
Yeah. And it's like that fucking newspaper article. I don't even remember what publication it came from, but it's a big one. There was this op-ed piece about the most dangerous thing American citizens can do today is do their own research.
Whoa.
What a fucking appeal to authority that is. Who can you trust more than yourself? Now, if you're going to do your own research and be honest with yourself and know that you're not smart enough to formulate an opinion that you have confidence in, that's fine. Say that. Or if you're a little smarter, don't say anything at all. But fucking A, the most dangerous thing you can do in America today is do your own research. And apparently the follow-up to that is and form your own opinion. Wow! The priests of the new religion have spoken, Harry.
Yep.
Don't read the scripture for yourselves.
Nope.
Let us interpret it for
Right.
you.
Well, who was the most dangerous man in America? Congress declared back in 1967.
No fucking idea.
Irvin Schiff.
Is that right?
He testified before Congress, and they said this is the most dangerous man in the country.
That's crazy.
And this was just one man with did his research and presented to Congress, and Congress said, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Now, why do you think people not paying income taxes, why does Congress consider that a very dangerous thing? And because I asked you on episode number 3, Death and Taxes, if everybody stopped paying income taxes, all W-2 employees, that's what we're talking about, wage earners. If everybody stopped paying income taxes because it's illegal and everybody woke up on the same day, could the country survive?
I did.
And you said yes. So that being said, what is Congress's reason for calling Irving Schiff the most dangerous man in America? What are they so afraid of?
Well, he showed that we're not a U.S. citizen according to the code. We could live on tariffs and excise taxes.
Okay.
They mislabel the American citizens as straw men or a part of the government, and the only people who are supposed to pay income taxes are people in Washington, D.C. and the territories.
But if the United States legitimately doesn't need the money,
No, they don't.
then why is the game being shown so dangerous? I can't imagine that they would be so concerned if they didn't actually need the money.
You will kill the Federal Reserve Board and the International Bank.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Because all your tax money goes to the interest of the loan, and it keeps getting bigger.
No, I know that's true. Most of the income
But
taxes
you would
collected
kill
in this
the
country...
game.
Don't filibuster. Most of the income taxes in this country go to pay the interest to the Federal Reserve.
Right.
Yeah, I know that's true.
And you would kill the game they've been playing on you. But then again, you take...
But then why is the game... I guess it's because they're beholden to the Federal Reserve. That's what you're
Right.
saying.
The congressmen have been bought.
Right.
Like there was one comedian.
It's a gravy train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One comedian said, "There's none but who's in Congress. They've been bought and paid for."
Well, that's not very funny at all because that's obvious.
No, it was a comedian named O'Rourke.
Not a funny joke.
No,
Who doesn't
not
know
a
that?
Funny joke. But there's a guy named O'Rourke. He was a comedian back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And he told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if you kill the game, then now you gotta take responsibility for yourself to a point, and you would kill all these freeloaders or these leeches that call congressmen and senators.
Yeah.
So therefore, they don't want to kill the game.
No, I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
I wasn't thinking about that in the correct way.
well,
I was thinking about the people in government actually cared about the country. I forgot they just care about themselves. That was stupid, actually. Really stupid of me to ask. Lapse of judgment, the hat man.
Well, like I said, it's a big game, and the more players they want to keep in the game, that's why they if you decide to fight them, all of a sudden, instead of fighting 1 or 2 people, you got 100 people there, and you got agencies you got to deal with.
Mm.
All right? Same thing with war and the banks and everything. But it's a total game. Then you're not free.
Right.
But like I said, they can do on tariffs. I think Trump is proving that right now. Tariffs, you can exist on a country, but then the wars would stop. Foreign aid would stop.
Oh, no, not that. The wars would stop? We can't have that.
There would be no money for wars.
Oh, no.
There would be none of our young men dying in foreign lands.
But all the brown people wouldn't die either. That's not good.
Well, that's the way it is.
We have to kill the brown people,
Why?
Harry. Because they look different and they're poor.
Oh, and they got a different religion.
Nah, I think usually that's an excuse. I don't think anybody,
Well, wait a
and
minute.
I don't think any of the elites actually believe in fucking anything.
Well, wait a minute.
Frankly,
Money is a religion.
it can be.
You can be.
Can be. I mean, I think, you know my opinion on what God is. Whatever God is to you, whatever your religion is, very, very simple. Just create your own hierarchy, your own pyramid. You know, whatever's the capstone, the most important thing in your life, that's your fucking God. That's it. I don't care if it's the Bible or money or daytime television or sugar. That's your fucking God.
Like I said, they want to kill the game. I stepped out of the game.
You certainly did. Right off the board and into the black hole that we exist in currently.
Now I don't
The
know.
abyss.
I don't know what to call myself. I'm not a U.S. citizen. Am I a national citizen, sovereignty citizen? What kind of citizen am I? Maybe I am nothing, but just a human being walking on this earth.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually on this podcast we're gonna have to read some of Aleister Crowley's Law of Thelema. Man has the right to work, play, and love as he will. Man has the right to. It's kind of like a Bill of Rights for mankind.
Yeah.
Man has the right to move about the earth when and how he will. It's fun. It's just beautiful and poetic, and when you read it, it makes you realize that for all of those things that you can do,
right,
in his Bill of Rights of Man, even if you can actually do them in your current circumstances, for every one, there's a tremendous amount of pressure not to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They want to box you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So free yourself.
Well, easier said than done.
Of course it is easier said.
I mean, most people are so threatened by poverty that they would never even consider it. Frankly, I lived in poverty most of my life, so coming back to it...
What's the difference?
Feels like, this feels like back when I was a kid. Don't have any money, can't really do anything. Gotta play by myself. Sometimes with myself, that's different, but, you know.
That's a different ballgame. When I was young and Christmas time, I used to enjoy tearing up cardboard boxes.
You still do.
I still do.
Every time I have an empty case of beer or an empty pizza box, I give it to you. Here you go, buddy. Enjoy. It took me a little bit to realize that you actually enjoy it. Like every time you were tearing up a box, I'd be like, Harry, don't worry about it. I'll get it later. And you'd be like, no, I got it. And I was like, wait a second. That motherfucker's really enjoying himself. Yeah, it feels good to do things you enjoy.
Well,
nothing wrong. Strength through joy. Everybody in America has this strength through adversity planted in their heads. I say the Third Reich and Ragnar Redbeard had it correct. Strength through joy. I think that's a better way to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Do what you love. But then again, the great Joseph Campbell, the creator of the theory of the monomyth.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
His talking point in his career was follow your bliss. And then a little ways before his death, he said, you know what? Looking what everybody's doing today, I should have said follow your blisters. So, is it work to follow your dreams and follow your bliss? Absolutely. Are you going to be miserable? Hopefully not, because you're pursuing something you fucking believe in, not what other people tell you to do. That's the whole point.
That's what makes you unique.
And that's what creates meaning in your life. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
We got no new good news anymore.
Now,
with Boring World,
we automated your Facebook page. In a few weeks, you've gone from 32 followers to 57. The New World Order is actually starting to do really well on Facebook. Adversary Arts is doing predictably well on TikTok. Instagram and Facebook are slow, but that's the way it was with the New World Order. And Adversary Arts on YouTube although I haven't put a lot of podcasts up, but just the shorts that we're putting up on YouTube. Actually, most of them are doing really good. Yeah. And having gotten a lot of, restrictions on YouTube for my artwork until I'm showing a nude painting on this channel. Like when we were talking about the nude painting on last week's podcast for New World Order, that video, I got a notification that now it's age restricted.
What was the most famous?
And that's because we're shadow banned and they fucking hate this channel. But Adversary Arts, no restrictions, and it's doing actually very well. Some of my shorts are getting like 800 views already.
What was the famous nude picture in 1969 on Life magazine?
I don't know.
During the Vietnam War.
Are you talking about that little girl who got napalm?
That little girl that was hit with napalm that was stark naked running down the road.
Well, see, Americans are okay with nudity as long as it's gloved in violence. Yeah. As long as it's gloved in... Americans are okay with violence. You know what I'm thinking about doing is on my TikTok channel, I'm just going to do a few videos where it's just graphic images of horrific violence and see if I get flagged for that.
Well,
just as an experiment.
Like a John Wick movie.
Right.
I mean, how many people have John Wick killed?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the...
Well, I'm pretty sure that movie's rated R, so that makes sense. But.
And then they got a lot of movie stars that are anti-gun, but they make a living on their movies with the gun.
Yeah. America is totally cool with violence, but sex, that's nutty. Yeah, it's like Marilyn Manson said. He's right. If it turns you on, it's wrong. Your morality's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's good, for the people that want to control and contain you. It's very strange. It's very strange. It's like LaVey said, for 2,000 years, humanity has been doing penance for something it should have never felt guilty about in the first place. So I was thinking about this earlier today. Religion, Abrahamic religion comes along into the Western world. Thank you, little hat people. And convinces us to be ashamed of our bodies. And then science comes along and convinces us you have no soul. You are your body. So if you put two and two together, this is like the worst place for humanity to be. Because now you are completely identifying with your body, but you still have the residual shame from 2,000 years of religious indoctrination. So now you're not ashamed of your body. You're literally ashamed of what you are.
Get rid of that guilt trip.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, if you're ashamed of sex, but you love violence, perfect. Now we can use sex to sell you cars, deodorant, and toothpaste. And violence is good, so now we can convince you to go off and fight our wars for us. Right. What a perfect opportunity.
Right. You could have Asian children, but when they're 20 years old, we could draft their ass and send them to some foreign country.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, you created your children with sex, which is naughty, so you got to make the sacrifice. It's noble.
Oh. We make all kinds of sacrifices.
The Western world is in a really bad place, man. It's in a really bad place. It's in a really bad place.
Oh, that's the way the world...
And all these fucking hippies keep talking about, we're on the verge of the next golden age of Western civilization, entering the age of Aquarius, and people are starting to wake up and become enlightened and, figure out that there is another realm, there is another dimension, and starting to attune to it. And they realize that they've been blinded. I don't see a whole lot of free thinkers around me. Where the fuck are they hiding?
Well,
I'm not seeing it.
Well, free thinkers are hard to find. Free thinkers have to have the fortitude to stand up to the wave of...
stand up and stand out. Stand out. Be acknowledged. Be what you are. Stop hiding. Stop trying to fit in so hard. I'm not saying martyr yourself or, lose your job, I'm not saying any of that, but, fucking stand out, as much as you can. And that'll give other people more courage to stand out themselves. And then once a counterculture becomes a dominant culture, now you're good. Progress is slow. But fuck, I don't see anything happening except things falling the fuck apart.
Well, stay the way you are. Do your artwork. I'll do my protesting. Maybe we wake up some people.
Yeah, fair enough. Not my responsibility. Not my goal.
Of course it ain't not your responsibility.
Also not my goal.
Remember,
you people can go fuck yourselves.
The church fathers don't want you to... They want you to feel guilty. You're responsible for your fellow human being.
Yes, I am my brother's keeper.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have anything else? What do you say we wrap this up?
Until next time when we find some more interesting news. Today, this last couple of weeks have been very boring.
Yeah, but I think we had a good conversation. Also, everybody, the satanic ritual to put the curse on TikTok and Google, aka YouTube, that we did on last week's podcast. I'm going to clip the entire ritual, put it up as its own video, and I'm going to make sure that the shorts for it go up on all social media for New World Order and Adversary Arts, and on TikTok, because fuck them. I realized that our algorithm that does our clipping for us didn't pick up anything from the ritual because the vocalization is not conversational, so it didn't actually clip anything from the ritual. So I'm going to do it manually and make sure it goes up on all the channels if you guys don't want to watch the full podcast but you want to see it. So we're going to get that done tonight or tomorrow. All right.
So have a good week. See you next week.
All right.
Wait a minute. No, we got a special on the with this Trump with his May 15th thing coming up.
What's Trump's May 15th thing?
He's going to do something.
Are we about to talk some nonsense, Harry? Some AI bullshit nonsense?
Yeah, well, like I said, he says he's going to do something on May 15th.
And what does he say he's going to do?
He's going to release $100 billion to the American people.
Dude, I think this is some sort of advertisement you got wrapped up in. I really do.
I know it's a law.
Okay.
That's been written over 120 years ago. That's been hidden. And if he says he's going to do it, I don't know. But he claims to do it. It's called the Privacy Law, 43 and 4363 for public law. And like I said, that's the main event that he wants to do. Let's see if he'll do it. I don't know if it's going to...
All right, so here's what I found, man. Here's what I found. I think you were looking at some misinformation.
Yeah.
According to Google's AI, which I think for this is trustworthy enough, there are no special events for May 15th. May 17th, he has a national prayer event planned. Over here, it says some social media posts have claimed a secret plan involving May 15th for a new financial move. That's what you're talking about.
Right.
But official White House schedules focus on the May 17th event. I'm sorry, man. I think you got taken in by somebody advertising something again.
Well,
Did they ask you for money for anything?
Well, it has to do with a letter, but it's
the newsletter, right?
It's a newsletter,
which is like $40-something a month.
That's what they say. But the king, I have no idea what it is. I'm going to see what happens.
Sorry, man. I think it's bullshit.
I'll wait till the 15th and see what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what Trump said. Let's see if he pulls it off.
No, I don't think he ever said that. I think this guy you were listening to said that he said that. Listen, I'm going to tell you what Trump said right now. Trump said that he wanted to lick my dirty asshole and put his finger up my butt. Trump actually said that to me.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Well, I just said that he said it. Why don't you believe me?
Because I know you take showers.
I don't really. So why do you believe this guy?
Well, like I said,
why do you believe this guy? Did you see Trump say it?
Well,
according to him.
According to him, he was
according to the guy who's trying to sell you something.
No, the thing is, but Trump was actually signing this order.
Did you see it?
It was on a video.
On a video made by this guy.
I have no idea. I'll find out.
All right. I do have an idea. It's bullshit.
It's just
you want to bet?
It's just like I believe in Santa Claus.
Listen, gentleman's bet. Gentleman's bet. Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen.
3 drink maximum. Whoever loses the bet takes the other one out to the bar for the night. 3 drink max.
Yeah, okay.
All right? So if I lose, I take you out to the bar. I owe you 3 drinks. If you lose, you take me out to the bar. You owe me 3 drinks.
Yeah, but 3 drinks are going to be nothing to you.
I usually just get beer, so you'll make out better than me.
No, if I have 3 drinks,
I'm going to be spending like $30.
I'll be flying home.
That's true too. Yeah.
Like I said, I have no idea what he got planned.
All right, we'll just do a gentleman's bet. We'll make it a fucking $1.
Yeah, okay.
No, all right, we'll make it a fucking $1.
Here's to your sunshine, my Meisterbrow and my orange juice.
Well, cheers, my friend.
Yeah.
Cheers. All right, you want to do a soapbox, or should we just wrap this up?
No, I don't need no soapbox.
All right.
To the Republican Party, you didn't invite me to your party.
Well, they did invite you, and then they told you couldn't come.
Right. So, guess what? I'm not going away.
You'll have your chance. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Is watching. There are strangers